didn't buy into the bullshit. I didn't buy into the Disney stuff. I didn't buy into the drama or taking on the extra pressure. And he did. He got so much pressure on him. And I look to go out there and make an example and make a statement.
Okay, this is great. I'm getting goosebumps just listening to you talk here, Tyron. Now, full disclosure, before you coming on, I made the case as to why there may be more pressure on you because of what you've done in your career, because you don't want to lose to the Disney YouTube guy. He's only 3-0. Why do you feel like there's actually more pressure on him as you're trying to go in there at 39 to shut this guy up on behalf of an entire sport?
Yeah, it's more pressure on him in general because this started to him as a bucket list. This started to me as survival. I had to fight. I was walking past a Kimlock with black on. I got to fight because they're my adversary. I had to. This was my lifestyle before it became a sport and before it became a career. This was a bucket list thing he wanted to try, and his following allowed him to do so. But this is in my DNA. This is all I know. This is all I've been doing, since I was a kid. Since I was 2 years old. I've been fighting my whole life. So at the end of the day, when it boils down to everything being constant and even, say he has great trainers. Say he had a great training camp. Say he ran the same as me. Say he sparred just as hard as I did. Say he, his boxing coaches have elevated his level just like my coaches did mine. Now where we left with. He's not ready to go in the trenches where I came from. He's not ready to mentally just know if you stop running, you fall and you slip while these 15 people chasing you, you might die today. He's never been through that. So I'm drawn from a whole nother pool. I'm drawn from 16 years, of mixed martial art experience. Highs, lows, big clamps on your face, and big re-ups. You seen it. Mm-hmm. World title losses, embarrassing, knocked out, and come back and go on a crazy run and become one of the greatest welterweights of all time. And I don't feel no pressure. I don't even feel like fight week. I don't have to cut the 35 pounds off of my body. I nearly fucking died every fight. That's why I don't give a fuck. Kevin Gastelum, all these other people, I didn't give nobody, I gave him a break. But most people, you watch me on the desk, I don't give passes out. I've been cutting, I started off 196 on Monday, every fight week, going down to 170. Now I'm walking around closer to what I weigh. I'm going to have all the power that I never had. I got all the focus that I needed. I got the rebirth. I'm actually excited. When somebody asks me, are you excited? Yes. And it's real. It's not because that's what I think you want to hear. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. And I'm ready for real. So this new wave, you know what I mean? Showtime has really made me remember on how they treated me right before I left. You know what I mean? They really boosted me up, the rising star. Tyron's the one to look out. I was one of the first rising stars of Strikeforce. And it's a whole movie. It's an entire movie, and I'm just glad to be a part of it, partake in it. But I'm not only here to participate. I'm here to fucking take over. And you're gonna see Jake Paul get hurt in a way you never imagined. He may not want to do this again after this. And when you think he got goosebumps now, I'm smart too. He's not the only smart one. When you see Champ Camp drop Saturday, when it's too late after the weigh-in drop, you're going to see what I really been doing. Okay. What you guys have been seeing has been sprinkles. It's been salt bays. When you see the destruction and the fucking training and the mentality and the coaching and the running every single day, all different terrains, hills, speeds, adjustments, altitude, it's going to be too late for him to back out of this fight. And that's why in the beginning I said I want a no bitch out clause, because I knew if he saw how hard I really punch and how great my mind really is for this sport, any combat sport, my IQ and just the coaches, GT, bless your soul, Pedro, bless your soul, Eric Brown. How can these three guys cohesively work together so well? I let them think I was bouncing around. I just walked my daughter to school for her first day of first grade. I haven't seen them in 3 months. I've been in Miami the whole time. I let them think I was in LA, Vegas, Floyd. They was with me. They trained me in Miami. So.
No, I don't see myself fighting Conor. Never, I think. I can even say that. It might happen tomorrow, but that's not the path. I root for him today. I hope he recovers from the injury and fights again at the highest level and becomes champion again, because that way he and I will always be together. No matter if I'm down and he's up or the other way around, people will always put out names together, and that way we carry each other up. No, man, there's no way, Aldo said of a rematch at lightweight. I'm going after a fight for the belt. I want to build this career at bantamweight and make history this way. I'm happy that Sonnen and others are talking about this rematch, but I don't see myself fighting him. I see my next fight being at bantamweight, and that way we'll be close to fighting for the belt.
How did this all come about? Because the last thing we saw online was this potential fight brewing between you and Armin. What exactly happened, man? How did that fight not end up coming together?
Dumbass, because he's a dumbass.
What happened?
I argue exclusively for a physical confrontation. If you ever see me standing across from someone arguing with them, it's for one reason and one reason only, for a physical confrontation. This dumbass picks an argument with me. We go all the way to the end of an argument, and then I find out a week later that he's already got a fight. Absolute dumbass.
So he was already booked, because when he spoke to James Lynch, he go on.
Yeah, why if you're already booked, why argue? Why try to challenge me when I'm looking for a fight and you have a fight? Now I have a fight. You will not see me argue with anyone in the Twitterverse for another month. I guarantee it.
You're busy at training camp. You're busy drinking the wine at City Kickboxing. No time for arguments anymore. No, because he spoke to James Lynch and he said that you decided to fight with Nazareth because it's easy for him. That's why he's scared maybe of wrestlers, because he lost his last fight against a wrestler, and that's why maybe. So does that surprise you, given that he's already booked, and that's the reason why this fight didn't come together?
Shit for brains. The kid's got shit for brains. He's a dumbass and he's got shit for brains. That's all I have to say about that. Does anyone can put their hand on their heart and tell me that I'm scared of Arman, whatever his name is? I've never even seen the kid fight before. I would walk right through him. You're kidding yourself. You're kidding yourself. If he truly believes that, he's living in a delusion.
I know you, man.
I was at my brother's house, and it was like a street party, you know, everybody's out on the street, and my wife was leaning over a fence talking to somebody. Guys from next door came over and like bent over her back while she was bending over and put his hand on her stomach, started talking in her ear. Like, bro, you just saw red. I ripped him off. I had a buddy of mine who fights. He started dropping this other guy's people left and right. And every shot that landed, everybody fell. He shot 100% from the field that night. Then I started punching this guy, and then he had a lot more friends than we did. People were fighting everywhere. Yeah, and I ended up getting my back up against a car because they were jumping, and I got hit with a bunch of uppercuts. It was crazy, man.